Travis Wayne Gazelle. I had some time, so I was fooling around. Decided to check on Mary, the Mormon, and learn more about her and her life. I can't find a video about what happened and why she's a single mom of 3. Haven't found that video yet. But I noticed that when she started doing videos 6 years ago, she was doing Book of Mormon readings. And it's an off Book of Mormon year 6 years ago, because it's every 4 years that they rotate. This year is the Book of Mormon. They're in 3rd Nephi right now. Jesus has come to America for the second coming. Or is it the 3rd? Which resurrection is it? Which number? Well, yep. And I heard the video about how she got her hair cut. So I have no idea what that's about. I don't cut my hair, obviously. But, I have been watching women's try-on channels, and even others where it's not necessarily intended to be a try-on, but they're wearing outfits that I can use for try-on pictures, and so I listen to what's going on in the minds of these women, and comparing it with Mary the Mormon. Women are the same. Exactly the same. So cute. So cute. You know, obviously Mary has different experiences, but the way she talks about her life is the same way that these other women talk about their lives. So cute. And so I thought it was interesting that all she was doing was reading the Book of Mormon. Just a chapter, a video. And she only made it up to chapter 12. And I can understand. My comment videos on the scriptures don't last very long either. As the church is trying to murder me, to shut me up. Don't say it, Travis. Don't do it. You're not supposed to hear Oakes' leaked talk to the sister missionary in Las Vegas. Don't do it. We know you're right, but nobody else can know. And so I've published a book on how to study the scriptures. I've taught numerous times. And so it was interesting that base level of just reading is typically what we start children off of. We read the Book of Mormon to children so that they can begin to learn the stories. And then as they grow up, they learn English grammar, and then we can go a little more deeper into explaining it, and so on and so forth. As you get to be an adult, and you're full-on investigating and running theory tests on the Book of Mormon, testing out the precepts to learn if they're true or not, having already confirmed, depending on how old you are, numerous precepts of the Book of Mormon to learn that they're true. And yet that's not how it happens in the church. Still to this day, Mormons stick with just reading. And because of the botched interpretation of Moroni chapter 10, to read the Book of Mormon and then pray. It's got to be with a sincere heart, with real intent, having faith in Christ. He will manifest the truth. And just cross that out. By the power of the Holy Ghost. And thus spiritual witness feeling emerged. And by the power of the Holy Ghost you may know the truth of all things. And so yeah, that gets botched. The Mormons now read, they get a feeling, therefore they now know truth. There's no study, no research whatsoever. And so when apostate anti-Mormon Korahors come along and say, well, explain why section 119 contradicts 2 Nephi 26. And you're like, huh? Church is true, you apostate Korahor. Get thee hence. Get behind me. So yeah, it's very discouraging when you actually do research and you find stuff and Mormons are attacking you for finding stuff. For example, First Nephi chapter 19 verse 10. And the God of our fathers, who were led out of Egypt, out of bondage, and also were preserved in the wilderness by him, yea, the God of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob, yieldeth himself, according to the words of an angel, as a man, into the hands of wicked men, to be lifted up, according to the words of Zenoch, and to be crucified, according to the words of Neum, and to be buried in a sepulchre, according to the words of Zenos, which he spake concerning the 3 days of darkness, which shall be a sign given of his death unto those who should inhabit the isles of the sea, more especially given unto those who are of the house of Israel. And you think that that already happened. And it was back in the Roman period of time with Jesus. You have no clue that it's from the Egyptian documents. Yeah, my elders quorum president was shocked too. He just stood there like a deer caught in the headlights, was speechless for minutes. And I'm standing there going, oh, yeah, yeah, Mr. Elders Quorum president with 15 kids, homeschooling them, who's just a little kid fresh off the mission, has never bothered to figure out that when the Book of Mormon says in 1 Nephi chapter 1 verse 2, yea, I make a record in the language of my father, which consists of the learning of the Jews and the language of the Egyptians, that it actually would be found in Egyptian documents. It's just so sad that botching Moroni has screwed up Mormons, that they don't even begin to study and do research, because they hear all of the expo nevermos complaining and crying as sensitive snowflakes about how Sidney Rigdon's the major author of the Book of Mormon, and that Joseph Smith Sr. rewrote the 116 pages, that Junior had nothing to do with the composition of the Book of Mormon, not even by a rock and a hat. Oh, those of you who are expo nevermos are going, what? Huh? I didn't hear any of what? Exactly. You were in the church taught you not to study, so you leave the church, you watch some video by some person who makes accusations that he heard from somebody else, through a long chain of videos to eventually somebody who read it in a book by a critic who got it wrong. Because they didn't do their research. And so, yeah, the church even makes it tougher for Mormons who dare to study, because when the 1981 edition of the triple, to be combined with the quad, as they now say that this is now the fulfillment of Ezekiel 37, not when Joseph Smith came out with the Book of Mormon, which the Book of Mormon itself says no. It's a separate thing altogether that would need to be done. It has nothing to do with the Book of Mormon. And yet, 2 Nephi chapter 3, and yet, Kimball made sure to stop the presses and destroy all the printed copies, to redo them with another testament of Jesus Christ on the subtitle of the Book of Mormon. And thus botched the study, as the church also had Bruce R. McConkie put in chapter headings. And so, for example, in chapter 1, you have Nephi begins the record of his people. Lehi sees in vision a pillar of fire and reads from a book of prophecy. He praises God, foretells the coming of the Messiah, and prophesies the destruction of Jerusalem. He is persecuted by the Jews, about 600 BC. And Mormons are clueless about how that is taking you down the forbidden paths of darkness, landing you in the filthy waters and the great and spacious building of Christianity. Because he did exactly what Roman Emperor Constantine did with the first creed of Christianity in 325 CE, after the Bible had been written and composed into a Bible with chronology. The Jewish authors wrote their books separately and had no intention of being historically accurate. Just ask a real scientist, not a Christian scientist. Not the Church of Christian Scientology, an infiltrator into the hard science of science by a Christian to destroy the science, and then force everybody to learn the Bible in the public school system, turn Christian rather than Jewish. You not remember that scandal? Hasn't been that long ago. It's the Jews, the Jewish religion, not the Christian religion. And so it's the Jewish Christ, not Jesus. And yet, and so yes, the author of Judges, who did the story of Samson, is talking about the Jewish Christ and naming him Samson, which, translated from Paleo-Hebrew, is Sun King. Like Emmanuel is Sun God. A transliteration, rather than a Paleo-Hebrew word, from the Egyptian. And so, what do you know? Lehi, who does he see? It's verse 9. And it came to pass that he saw one descending out of the midst of heaven, and behold, he beheld that his luster was above that of the sun at noonday. Go back to verse 2. So maybe you should check the Egyptian documents to find out who the sun god at noonday is. Amen. Well, that's not Emmanuel, Travis. Calgon, take me away. I don't want to go beyond the words of the Book of Mormon. I'll become apostate. If it's important for me to know, I'll find out after I'm dead. Oh my God, the Book of Mormon is telling you to do this. And so yeah, there's a completely different understanding that the church is purposely taking you away from. And I've been going over it, over 8K videos. I'm bored, I want to retire, and we still have to wait. It's in the coming days now, supposedly. Dear God, if it goes into overtime. That is only acceptable for me if it's a Dodger game. Otherwise, And if you dare say the California Dodgers, shame on you. That's blasphemy. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the only true Dodgers. And I would give an acceptable credit to the Brooklyn Dodgers with Sandy Koufax. But none other. Dear God, I was horrified when I heard about that news. What have you done to my team? Where's Tommy Lasorda? Did he approve of this? Is he dead? Oh, crap. And so, yes, Jewish understanding for all of this. And yes, you can find them in the Egyptian documents. And because of Jean Champollion, it's very easy to translate Egyptian. And Joseph Smith provided us with Egyptian. And so the date that he is given to, or Senior gave to us there in verse 1 or chapter 1, is 2017. And so Joseph Smith knew this, because there it is, right there in facsimile number 1. All Egyptologists know how to translate Egyptian, they say. And so here it is. 21st of August, 2017. Please tell me you know what happened on that day. Does your spiritual witness feeling when you prayed about it not tell you that answer? And so yes, the Book of Mormon in the learning of the Jews is symbolically prophesying and revealing the day and hour for you. 8 through 10 is the 23rd of September 2017. So when you go back to verse 4, the first year of the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah, 2017. And so then you need to figure out which land are they talking about. Because it's a prophecy of the future. This isn't literal history. That was Constantine in his first creed, turning the Jewish prophecies and revelations into literal history. And yet I got a dumbass Christian today who's thinking that I'm supporting the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And saying that we're not allowed to use the name Mormon or LDS, and I'm thinking it's a Mormon who's going to condemn me for using nicknames of Joseph Smith's name of the church, condemned and offended by Jesus. Joseph was wrong. I'm mad. He left out my name. God. But then he ends up saying the Bible itself says that we're supposed to be called by the name Christian. And his thumbnail picture is Jesus. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. And it's just the easiest thing, and yet over 4 billion people fell for it and keep spreading it around. And then Christians complain that Mormons aren't Christians, and Mormons cry and say, yes we are, please accept us, we want you as a friend, but your baptism doesn't count, you're going to have to get baptized in our church and then start paying the church money. Oh dear God. I did notice that Mary had a Weeds video. I liked Weeds. That was fun. Mary Louise Parker. She was also in Angels in the United States, something like that. She was Mormon in that video, that movie. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mary sort of looks like Mary Louise Parker, too, sort of. Facial features, there's difference, but the hairstyle, yeah, I can see. I can see she can pull it off for Halloween with 8 kids, not the 3. Did the husband get 5 of the kids and you only got 3? Is that how it worked, or did he die? Tell me you didn't murder him. Apparently Mormon women are murdering their husbands these days. Very sad. I was only tortured and abused in both my failures. Dear God. So, yeah, that's weird. Something happened. Because she started 6 years ago doing Book of Mormon readings, and then 5 years ago she did an Ochre Mountain Temple, and then 3 years ago she did a dollhouse tour. So if she made the dollhouse, I'd be impressed. If she just bought it, okay. I did a Lego video once. Nobody cared. Frederick liked it. How you doing, Frederick? And 1 year ago, she then began talking about being an Uber Eats driver. And she got lost. She apparently does her bloopers fairly newly. I've noticed that. She did not do blooper reels at the end of the videos, especially the Book of Mormon readings. So that's a new thing she's been doing. That's interesting. And I don't know what this lion diet is. I haven't Google searched it yet to try to figure it out. I don't know if it's only eating at the Lion House downtown. Or if it's eating an actual lion, which I don't know if you can get lion meat. I think that's illegal. Aren't they endangered now because of all the murders of lions? Let's find out. Let's Google search this. Inquiring minds want to know. Lion meat. Buy lion meat. Purchase exotic meat market. Right there at the top. Huh. Why is lion meat haram? It's supposed to be forbidden. Is lion meat legal? There we go. What lion meat tastes like? Chicken. Yes, lion meat is illegal, according to bigcatrescue.org. Yes, according to the FDA's communications team, the African lion isn't currently a federally protected endangered species, and it qualifies as a game meat. FDA spokesman Michael Herndon said in an email. So if it's not protected, why is it illegal? Or is it? Oh no, they tricked me. Legal or not, the Food and Drug Administration, it is legal to eat lions. Yes. God, that was not the question. There is nothing wrong with eating lion meat. Lion meat did nothing wrong. Since I'm here, I'll just look up the lion diet. Healing elimination diet to help your gut. Oh dear, please tell me you didn't get involved in this kind of crap. What do you eat on the lion diet? You can consume only salt, water, and meat from ruminant animals, including cows, sheep, and deer. Limiting your diet to these specific foods is believed to help sustain your body while removing other variables in your diet that may be contributing to health issues. So, salt, water, and meat from a cow, a sheep, or deer. So, yeah, basically what a lion eats. Is she wanting to be a lion? Does she watch The Lion King? Does she roar? Hear me roar. Isn't that the I Kissed a Girl singer? I kissed a girl. I liked it. It was so long ago. But yeah, there's levels of learning, and it's supposed to have been done since infancy. You can even read to the fetus in the womb, assuming you're not going to abort the baby. Assuming that you are actually going to go through and have it, not because you're being forced to after getting raped. Dear God. Or that you're going to die if you have the baby. All by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're in charge of it all. So, yeah. Say the footnotes also divert you away from what they don't want you to know. Because for 8 through 10, for example, if you look at the footnotes for 8 through 10, you have 1 Nephi 3:18, 1 Nephi 5:4, TG Vision, B, Ezekiel 1:1, Acts 7:56, 1 Nephi 11:14, Alma 36:22, Helaman 5:48, D&C 137:1, C, TG God Manifestations of. They're treating it as if it actually was real, just like Joseph Smith's visions. Unbelievable. It makes it very clear it's a dream. How did they screw that one up? How are Mormons not catching this? And it came to pass that he returned to his own house at Jerusalem, and he cast himself upon his bed, being overcome with the Spirit and the things which he had seen. And being thus overcome with the Spirit on his bed, He was carried away in a vision. You know, like the one that woke me up this morning at 5 minutes to 1 a.m. And they're calling it a manifestation. Dear God. And then TG, God, privilege of seeing. They put vision in the first one, and if you go to vision, it's going to be all about confirming the manifestation of reality. Oh my hell. And then 1 Nephi 1:17. I saw a pillar of light exactly over the brightness of the sun at noonday. Jesus, right? No. No. Do you see the name Jesus there? Yeah, in verse 1, Travis. Verse 1. There. Go to the Joseph Smith Papers. Check it again. Who put it in there? Why did he put it in there? He's not authorized. I hear voices in my head. Is that Naked Eyes? Do they sing that song? Should we check? I'm just fooling around. It's the day before conference, and so I guess I'm being left alone from cyber terrorism. Other than Google. Voices in my head, Naked Eyes. Cha-ching. Yep. Phone call. We get to hear a phone call. Or maybe it's part of a song that kids have these days. See, back in my day, we had this Led Zeppelin guy who had a phone call. Isn't it Led Zeppelin who had the phone call? I know Shania Twain had the ka-ching. Did you hear the phone ringing in Zeppelin's The Ocean? Yeah, 1:38, you can hear a phone ringing. And if you played it backwards on the record player, you get told to go to church and say your prayers. Oh wait, no, that was Deaf Tongue from Bill and Opus. Oh my God. It's been so long. Bill the Cat? That's all it's called? Berkeley Breath. Bloom County. Oh my. Yeah, Bill the Cat and Opus. Yeah. They came out with a record in one of their comic books. That was so awesome. You stink, but I love you. Awesome. Childhood is gone. It's gone. And so yeah, there's just so much stuff that if you actually did research, you would learn a whole lot better. Did we even finish? Because 10A is TG Apostles. No. 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 my God. Oh my God. So yeah, this is the 23rd of September, 2017. Because there it is, right there in Revelation. Revelation chapter 12, verses 1, 2, and 5. How do I know it's also including verse 5? Well, God sitting upon his throne is verse 8. And Isaiah, where this author got it from. Chapters 6 and 7. Verse 5 is chapter 6. God sitting on his throne in verse 1. I've done these videos. I've done it all. And so yes, this is not the birth of Jesus in 1 CE on the 25th of December, nor the 6th of April. Didn't you get the Urim and Thummim that I linked you to? Haven't you been running the test to check the dates that all the Jewish authors are giving you, the Book of Mormon authors are giving you? When Joseph Smith Sr. says that Lehi's Exodus is 600 years before the coming of Christ, and it's Jewish, so it's not about Jesus, did you check 4 CE on the 8th of April in Russia? I even did the videos on that. I even published a book on it. Abraham sacrificing Isaac. That's the star date for that. And there it is. Joseph Smith Sr. knows it and used it because the Exodus is not 8 April 4 CE. Do the math from 8 April 2024. Guess when the Exodus year was. And Oaks went and said, that was just a test run. We're doing it this year. We're doing it this year. Yeah. So yeah, I can keep on rambling, but Mormons should be pulling out of the milk process and eating lion meat. Yes, does it again.